Chapter 1: The Map. 14-year-old Jake lived in the coastal town of Seabrook, a place known for its picturesque beaches and the whisper of old pirate legends. With his sandy blonde hair and adventurous spirit, Jake spent most of his free time exploring the shoreline and dreaming of finding buried treasure. One rainy afternoon, as Jake was rummaging through the attic of his grandmother's house, he stumbled upon an old, weathered chest. The chest was covered in dust and cobwebs, and its hinges creaked as Jake carefully opened it. Inside, he found a collection of old maps, letters, and a leather-bound journal. Jake's heart raced with excitement as he examined the contents. One map, in particular, caught his eye. It was a faded parchment with detailed drawings of the coastline, marked with an hex, in a spot just off the shore. Alongside the map was a note written in a spidery hand: "To those who seek the treasure of Captain Blackbeard, follow the map and heed the clues. The treasure lies hidden where the sun meets the sea." Jake could hardly believe his luck. He had always dreamed of finding pirate treasure, and now he had a map that could lead him to it. Eager to share his discovery, he rushed downstairs to find his best friend, Emily. Chapter 2: The Plan. Emily lived just down the street from Jake and shared his love for adventure. With her long brown hair and bright blue eyes, she was always ready for the next thrilling escapade. When Jake showed her the map and the note, her eyes widened with excitement. "This is incredible, Jake. Do you think it's real?" Emily asked, examining the map closely. "I don't know," Jake admitted, "but there's only one way to find out. We have to follow the map and see where it leads." The friends spent the rest of the afternoon making plans. They decided to set out the next morning at low tide, when the spot marked on the map would be accessible. They packed backpacks with essentials: water, snacks, a flashlight, a shovel, and a compass. "We need to be careful," Emily said. "If this is Blackbeard's treasure, there might be traps or other dangers." Jake nodded. "We'll stick together and stay alert. This could be the adventure of a lifetime." Chapter 3: The Search Begins. The next morning, Jake and Emily set off early, their excitement palpable as they made their way to the beach. The sky was clear, and the sun was just beginning to rise, casting a golden glow over the sand and waves. Using the map and compass, they navigated along the shoreline, following the detailed drawings and landmarks. They passed rocky outcrops, tide pools teeming with marine life, and stretches of sandy beach. After about an hour of walking, they reached a secluded cove that matched the spot marked on the map. The area was surrounded by tall cliffs and dotted with large boulders. The X on the map was positioned near a cluster of rocks at the base of the cliff. "This must be the place," Jake said, his voice tinged with excitement. "Let's start looking." They carefully examined the rocks, searching for any signs of a hidden entrance or buried treasure. After some time, Emily noticed a small, weathered carving on one of the boulders. It was a symbol of a sun and waves, similar to the drawing on the map. "Jake, look at this." "I think it's a clue," Emily said, pointing to the carving. Jake examined the symbol and then looked around the area. "There must be something hidden here. Let's start digging." Chapter 4: The Hidden Cave. With their shovels in hand, Jake and Emily began to dig near the base of the boulder. The ground was hard and rocky, but their determination drove them on. After several minutes of digging, their shovels hit something solid. "It's a wooden plank," Jake exclaimed, clearing away the dirt and sand. They uncovered a small wooden trapdoor, its surface weathered and worn by time. Emily's eyes sparkled with excitement. "This must be the entrance to a hidden cave. Let's open it." Together, they lifted the trapdoor, revealing a dark, narrow tunnel that led down into the earth. The air was cool and damp, and the sound of dripping water echoed from within. Jake switched on his flashlight and peered into the tunnel. "Looks like it's safe enough. Let's go." With Jake leading the way, they carefully descended into the tunnel, the beam of the flashlight cutting through the darkness. The tunnel sloped downward, and the air grew colder as they ventured deeper. After what felt like an eternity, they emerged into a large underground chamber. The walls were lined with rough stone, and the floor was covered in a thin layer of sand. In the center of the chamber stood an old wooden chest, its surface adorned with intricate carvings. "This must be it," Emily whispered, her voice filled with awe. Chapter 5: The Treasure. Jake and Emily approached the chest cautiously, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The chest was secured with a heavy iron lock, but the wood was old and brittle. Using the shovels, they managed to break the lock and pry open the lid. Inside, they found a dazzling array of gold coins, jeweled necklaces, and ornate artifacts. The treasure glimmered in the light of the flashlight, casting shimmering reflections on the walls of the chamber. "We did it, Jake. We found Blackbeard's treasure," Emily exclaimed, her eyes wide with disbelief. Jake could hardly contain his excitement. "This is unbelievable. We're rich." As they examined the treasure, they noticed a small, leather-bound journal tucked among the jewels. Jake carefully opened it and began to read. The journal belonged to Captain Blackbeard himself. It detailed his adventures on the high seas, his battles with rival pirates, and his efforts to hide his treasure from those who sought to steal it. June 12, 1718, I have hidden my most prized possessions in this secret cave, where they shall remain safe from those who would seek to claim them. To those who find this treasure, may it bring you fortune and adventure. Chapter 6: The Decision. Jake and Emily spent the next hour marveling at their discovery and reading through Blackbeard's journal. As they sat in the chamber, surrounded by the pirates' treasures, they realized they had a decision to make. "What should we do with all this?" Emily asked, looking at the piles of gold and jewels. Jake thought for a moment. "We could keep it and use it for ourselves, but I feel like this treasure has a lot of historical value. It belongs in a museum where people can learn about it and appreciate its history." Emily nodded in agreement. "You're right. This treasure is part of our town's heritage. We should share it with everyone." They carefully packed a few coins and small artifacts into their backpacks as proof of their discovery. They would need something to show the authorities and historians to validate their find. The rest of the treasure they covered back up, intending to reveal it to the world in due time. Chapter 7: The Revelation. Returning to Seabrook, Jake and Emily went straight to the local historical society. They presented their findings to Dr. Thompson, the town's leading historian, and shared the journal they had found in the chest. Dr. Thompson listened with rapt attention as they recounted their adventure and examined the artifacts they had brought. His eyes widened with excitement and amazement. "This is extraordinary," Dr. Thompson said, carefully handling the old journal. "If what you say is true, this could be one of the most significant discoveries in the history of Seabrook. We must investigate the site immediately." With Dr. Thompson's guidance, Jake and Emily led a team of historians and archaeologists back to the hidden cave. The treasure was carefully excavated and catalogued, and news of the discovery quickly spread throughout the town and beyond. The people of Seabrook were thrilled by the find. The treasure was put on display at the local museum, attracting visitors from far and wide. The exhibition included the artifacts, Blackbeard's journal, and detailed information about the legendary pirate and his adventures. Chapter 8: The Heroes of Seabrook. Jake and Emily were hailed as heroes in Seabrook. The town held a special ceremony to honor their discovery, and the mayor presented them with medals of recognition for their contribution to the town's history. The local newspaper ran a front-page story about their adventure, and they were interviewed by journalists and historians. Jake and Emily enjoyed their moment in the spotlight, but they remained humble and focused on the importance of preserving the treasure for future generations. As the excitement settled down, Jake and Emily returned to their normal lives, but their adventure had left a lasting impact on them. They continued to explore and learn about the history of Seabrook, driven by their love for discovery and adventure. Chapter 9: A New Mystery. One evening, as they were walking along the beach, Emily noticed something glinting in the sand. She picked it up and discovered it was an old, tarnished locket. Inside the locket was a tiny, folded piece of parchment. "Look at this, Jake," Emily said, showing him the locket. "It looks like another clue." Jake unfolded the parchment and read the words written in delicate script. "To those who seek the secrets of the past, follow the stars to the place where the sea meets the sky." Emily's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Do you think it's another treasure?" Jake smiled. "There's only one way to find out. Are you ready for another adventure?" Emily grinned. "Always." Chapter 10: The Journey Continues. With the locket and its clue in hand, Jake and Emily set off on a new adventure. They followed the stars and explored the coastline, determined to uncover the secrets hidden where the sea met the sky. Their journey took them to new places and introduced them to new friends. They faced challenges and solved puzzles, driven by their unquenchable thirst for discovery. As they stood on a cliff overlooking the ocean, watching the sun set and the stars begin to twinkle in the sky, they knew that their adventures were far from over. There were still mysteries to solve and treasures to find, and they were ready for whatever came next. The hidden treasure had brought them closer together and taught them the value of history, curiosity, and teamwork. They knew that no matter where their journey took them, they would always have each other and the thrill of discovery. And so, the story of Jake and Emily continued, a testament to the power of adventure and the enduring magic of the unknown. As long as there were mysteries to uncover and treasures to find, they would be there, ready to embark on the next great adventure.